Hey there, this is Danielle, sharing something that you might have missed while you were getting lost on the web this week. Here on Big Fish, I talk about brands and businesses and individuals that are making their mark as big fish. And today I'm highlighting Levi's. They have well beyond proven themselves as a big fish. They've certainly created a pond all their own. Their latest marketing initiative I happen to be a fan of, which is no surprise. They just launched Levi's Vintage, which is a site where they show different pairs of Levi's throughout the years. You can go from year to year and see what style was happening that year. Now this resonates with me for a few different reasons, and I think it might for you too. The first is that they're tapping into the whole culture of vintage. We are obsessed lately with vintage. That's why you have your whole subculture of the hipsters who only shop at thrift stores. You have people going into their mom's closet like I do, getting their jewelry and wearing it, claiming that it's a vintage item from decades ago. Levi's is harnessing the popularity of vintage and using that on this new site. Now, the second thing they did really well is they tapped into nostalgia. When's the last time you, in your business, thought about a way to really pull at the heartstrings of your audience and get them reminiscing about when they were younger or about what life was like in the 50s? Well, Levi's has managed to do that. If you go on to Levi's Vintage, you see pictures of workers who used to wear Levi's. It's really interesting because if you go to the portion of the website where you can click the different years and view what styles we're in, it's similar to Facebook Timeline. I don't know if you've checked out Facebook Timeline, but this is the latest launch of Facebook. It's like Facebook Timeline because you're able to maneuver through the history of Levi's by year. Just like on Facebook Timeline, you can go through my personal history by year. If you go to the section where you click on the years, it scrolls down, so it might scroll down to 1966, and then it shows you the pair of jeans that were popular in 1966, and it shows you pictures sometimes of people actually wearing the jeans. So, what is one thing I would have done differently with this campaign if it were in my hands? Well, I would have added the ability for customers to actually purchase the jeans. I mean, come on, we're selling jeans at the end of the day. That is their signature product. So they did such an amazing job, one, tapping into nostalgia, two, leveraging the popularity of vintage, and three, displaying it in such a great way for users to interact. And four, they had these amazing pictures. They zoomed in on the jeans where you could see the stitching, you could see the material. It almost made me salivate. It was actually really, really good. And this is what a lot of people are doing on Tumblr, are doing on Pinterest, are sharing on Instagram with their photos. They're getting really close, sharing these bold photos, and that's exactly what Levi's did. So they did all of these things, but there was no way for me to purchase a pair of vintage Levi's jeans. Imagine if you went to the site and you saw the gorgeous bold pictures that I was describing, and there was a button that said, buy these now. That's it. You click it and it says, vintage Levi's, limited quantities available for sale online. You click buy and it says, congrats, you just purchased a pair of vintage Levi's jeans. There are only 2,500 remaining on sale online. Reserve a pair for a friend. Levi's is giving you the ability to share this vintage Levi's experience with a few friends. Tell us the names of 3 of your friends, tweet it to them, Facebook it to them, email it to them right now. Let them know that you reserved them a pair of Levi's vintage jeans. And that way they can share in this experience with you. That's what I would have added to this entire thing. I think they did a wonderful job, again, of tapping into nostalgia. Tugging at the heartstrings of the customers. Number 2, leveraging the popularity of vintage. And 3, giving us some bold pictures of their product, allowing the product to sell itself. And so I would say, again, the one thing I would have added is the ability for users to purchase the product and share that purchasing experience with friends. So that's it. I will have lots more to say about Levi's in the future. And they've got tons of great initiatives that they've done in the past year. So I would love to share those with you guys. So before I go, big question for you. What are some ways you can tap into nostalgia to tug at the heartstrings of your own customers? Secondly, what's a trend going on, like the popularity of vintage, that you can tap into to make your brand shine? And lastly, how can you make it a great user experience to tie all of those things together? Levi's did it, and you can too. I'll see you next time. This is Danielle Leslie signing off.
Wow.